My earliest memories were driving in my dad's pickup truck from LA to Austin and to El Paso, Texas, and I'd be riding up front with him and we'd be listening to Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. And so I think my love of country music made me really want to set a story in this world.
This movie is unique in that the primary characters are all performers, and it's set in the world of music, so there was just a lot of responsibility just in terms of preparing the actors to perform and finding the songs for them to perform.
And one really special and great idea that Randy had was that each character should have their own producer so that their sounds were very different. So Leighton, Garrett, and Gwyneth all worked with different producers, Nashville-based producers, so that we could kind of create different sounds, and I think that really worked well.
What's going on?
What are you doing here, Kelly?
That's my song.
I know you like the song, baby, but Bob's done some other songs over that were much better, much more appropriate for you.
Sean and I spent a lot of time and sorted through a lot of songs, and then we basically presented songs that we were most excited about, and actually just got really great response from all the actors right away.
Statesman's calling you next, Carrie Underwood.
Really?
Yep, you're on their top 10 country artists to watch list.
Was Bo on the list?
Yep.
The next town's Van Sant. Who's that?
He was a singer-songwriter.
Was he famous?
In some circles, but not nearly as famous as Carrie Underwood.
Tom Douglas is one of the premier writers in town, and we used two of his songs.
Tom Douglas, I mean, that's just like Nashville's finest, and he's actually in the movie. He plays the priest.
Randy said, by the way, Sean and I would like for you to play the role of the priest. Now, I thought he was kidding, but there I was, playing the role of Father Tom.
The first song that Sean and I landed on was a song called The Fighter that Gwyneth performed.
I collaborated with Ed Hill on The Fighter. One of those kind of anthemic, when you fall off a horse, you know, the first thing you do, of course, is you're a fighter. It's kind of a laundry list of, I'm all these different, positive, strong characteristics, and it's about not letting a love go. It's so thrilling when you finally get, an artist like Gwyneth to sing one of your songs. That's the goal.
Thank you so much.
The big song in the finale is something that we were really pursuing and talking to people about, and Tom really heard what we were looking for, and he enlisted some of his fellow writers.
Of the three collaborators, Hillary Lindsay and Troy Verges and Bob DePiro, they are so talented. Everybody kind of picks up an instrument. We just kind of, let it go where it's supposed to go. It's an amazing process to be a part of, but, it's amazing to witness.
It's really the moment where, as a performer, Kelly just sort of leaves it all on stage, and you just realize that she's just at this other level, and that she is just heart, mind, and spirit are all aligned, and she's just giving everything to the audience, to her audience.
It's about literally home being a place, about home being, heaven, and it's almost foretelling of what's happening to her character. And Leighton's character also sings it. We actually did a slight rewrite for Leighton's character, so it's not nearly as dramatic as Gwyneth's character. We wanted the songs to stand on their own, but we also wanted the songs to complement the movie as well.
You don't have any songs. You can't even play the guitar.
I've been writing songs. I got a whole bunch of them right over there.
Little Heartbreakers, Summer Girl, Rinky Dinky Town. These aren't songs, these arrived at Disneyland.
Garrett's world of music is different than both Leighton's and Gwyneth in that he's really the cowboy poet. We came to the music of a singer-songwriter named Hayes Carl, who's a Texas-based performer, and 3 of Garrett's songs are written by Hayes Carl.
Listening to Hayes' work, we knew that he embodied the character of Bo. I mean, that's kind of the guy that I wrote. And so he was a real dream.
The first song is called Hard Out Here, and it's just sort of a sloppy, drunken country ode to life on the road, and how it's not as glamorous as it's supposed to be.
I'd like to dedicate this first song to Kelly Cannon. She's the reason I'm here. She's a true talent. This one's not on the set list, but that doesn't mean it isn't pretty. This one's for you, Kelly.
The second one's called Hide Me, which is a little heavier. I sort of wrote it as my laying down your arms and going gently into the night song at the end of a career or at the end of a life. Garrett learned to play the Hammond on that and did a great job. The third song that we did is called Turn Loose the Horses. My buddy John Evans had written an entire song with that title. So I ended up kind of stumbling into a co-write because it originally was not my tune, but Randall liked some of the things that I had sort of made up on it. So I got together with John again afterwards and we tightened it up.
Thank you very much.
There is a real heart and focus to Bo's music, and I think some of that's the fact that if that's music that did come from a single songwriter.
He does them better than I do, and so that was really neat to watch like a better looking, better singing version of myself doing my songs. It's very surreal and very cool at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming out tonight on Saturday night. You've been real kind. All right, then.
Rose wrote Give In to Me, which is the duet.
It's actually a song from my album that they heard and loved. Randall Poster reacted really well to it, but in the music business, it's like you don't really ever believe anything that they tell you. You never know what's really going to happen. You write all your own lyrics?
There's a big turning point in the movie where Bo is working on a song.
How come you haven't got the chorus wrote down yet?
I haven't come up with it yet.
I could write it for you.
And the next morning,
I finished your lyrics for you. There they are.
and then subsequently he invites her on stage to perform this song.
I have a special surprise for you. It's a new song, and I'm going to need my friend Charles Stanton to come out and sing this with me.
The audience, I think, hopefully looks at, in that moment, says, "Oh my God, they've fallen in love."
A very talented songwriter, and this is her song. Please welcome to the stage Miss Charles Stanton.
It's really about, I guess, surrendering to love and making someone surrender to you. Just like you would think, give in to me. And it's really sexy, and it's weird that I wrote it with my dad and another guy. But honestly, we've always written together, and I like to write with people that I'm really comfortable with. I know I want to sing my songs because I wrote them, but when somebody else wants to sing your song, that's the moment you know that you did something well.
And it's just I think, a really breathtaking moment in the movie where the song is just playing to the story. It's been great and important to really try to include as much of the Nashville community as we could in the process and really make the music community feel that this is really their movie. And hopefully I think we've succeeded in doing that.
And looking back at it, knowing that there are songs that I really love that are on this soundtrack that are now going to be in the world because of something that I wrote in my one-bedroom apartment, you know, when I was flat broke and didn't know if I was ever going to make it as a director. That's incredibly fulfilling.
Probably away from chances are